So in today's video, I want to explore the question of how much money does it take to be happy? Here's a quick answer. It depends on what your lifestyle is like, who you are, where you are in the country or in the world, right? Because personal finance, everyone's is different. But in this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step framework on how to look at how much money will make you happy, but more importantly, how much money will give you your ideal life and how to work through that. So stick around through the end of the video and I'll give you all the answers that you need. If it's your first time here, my name is Adrian. This is Always Talk Money. I like to talk personal finance through the lens of regular life, business, investing, and anything else that can help you to level up financially. If that sounds good to you, please give a like for the YouTube algorithm as well as subscribe to the channel. We make new videos like this on money and wealth, personal finance every single week, so you don't want to miss it. Now, I started the video asking, can money buy happiness? And this is where I want to start. I think yes and no at the same point because we've all seen famous people, rich people, they all get divorced, they all commit, self-deletion, they all go through problems. So money cannot buy happiness. But money is a bridge to happiness. It's a tool that can bring you to happiness, right? So if in your life right now, maybe you have kids, but you want to bring them in the best schools. If you had more money, you can live in a better neighborhood. Better neighborhoods have better public schools or even private schools. So in that sense, that would make you happy, right? Having your kids being able to go to the best schools. What about something that happens to all of us? Medical bills, injuries, hurting, and so on and so forth. A lot of times people's finances are ruined by medical emergencies. It could be as serious as something like cancer, but as simple as something like a broken leg, a broken arm, and so on and so forth. But if you're a regular Joe, a broken leg could put you out of work for 6 to 8 weeks. 2 months, 3 months, right? And that could be a problem for your finances because your wife might not have a job that pays all of the bills, or your wife just may not be able to handle that workload. And so if you have a broken leg, that can severely affect your finances, which severely affects your happiness. So when you're talking about resources for your family, when you're talking about health, that is a way that I say for most people, if most people didn't have to worry about money, that could bring them happiness. We're talking about regular everyday stuff that affect people like you and me. It's not about Lamborghinis. It's not about the big mansion. It's not about the expensive vacations. How would it feel to, at the end of the month, being able to know that all of your bills are paid on time in full? How would it feel to not be in debt? How would it feel to basically know that no matter what, you can take care of your basic needs for your family? That would make you pretty happy, right? Now, in the second point I want to make is how much does your ideal life cost? As I said, it's different for everyone, but it depends on where you are in the country. I am in America, but there are people who watch internationally as well. And it depends on your neighborhood, your province, or your potential neighborhood or province, because a lot of times people are living in where they're living right now just because of convenience. That's not necessarily where you want to retire, where you want to settle down with your family, and so on and so forth. But how much does your ideal life cost? I think everyone should have a budget. Everyone should write that down. Write down how much all of your bills cost. Write down what your mortgage is. Write down how much you would save if you could save your ideal savings. Write down how much you would invest if you had your ideal investing. Write down how much it would take you to retire and stop working, because it's all good and well that you can afford this stuff when you're working. But what about when you want to stop working? That adds into the cost of your ideal life. So if I were you, I would use some sort of budgeting tool, money management tool. Write down every single thing on paper, put it in your phone, wherever. See how much your ideal life costs, because this is going to be tied to how much money you're going to make, how you're going to figure out a game plan to get this ideal life money, and so on and so forth. And if you don't know anything about budgeting, money management, or anything else, in the link down below, I have a money management ebook that will definitely help you to get over that hump. Now, the next question I would ask is, how far am I away from my ideal life? Let's say your ideal life with the best neighborhoods, everything paid off, you're saving, you're investing, and preparing for your retirement. Let's say that costs $120,000 per year bringing it into your family. Now, if you're making 60, 70K, then you know that you are 40, 50K from that ideal life money, right? And so you have to do everything in your power to close the gap between how far you are away from your ideal life. Now, does that mean you have to start a business? Does that mean you have to start a side hustle? Does that mean that more than one person in the household has to start working? Get your kids to do like a weekend job or a summer job, right? Everything counts. Everything has to go into the bucket, because this is the ideal life that will possibly bring you and your family into happiness. And we talk about family a lot on here because unless you've been living on a rock, a lot of times families break up, namely divorces, and that's because of finances. So I think it's important for everyone to know what their ideal life number is and how to get there. That's the house you want to buy, the cars you want to drive, the retirement, as I said, the savings, as I said, what type of vacations you want to take. You have to be able to close the gap between your ideal life and where you are right now. That is a very important thing, and that will close the gap between, as I said, what your level of happiness is going to be. Guys, if this video is bringing you some value so far, please leave a like for the YouTube algorithm, as well as subscribe to the channel. We make new videos like this every single week. Now that you've written down how much your ideal life costs, and now that you've taken the steps to see how far you're away from this ideal life, you have to take further steps to implement this, right? So as I said, you have to start saving, investing, budgeting, getting out of debt. I have a debt management ebook that will actually help you to give you the steps to get your debt-free life going. So check that out in a link in the description down below. But your ideal life, I promise you, debt, you don't want to carry that into your ideal life. Debt is a stressor. Debt is something that I believe that no one should have, right? You can have it temporary, you can have it short term, but for the long term, debt has no place in where your ideal life is going. Now, I don't want you to think that you have to have the perfect plan to continue to take the steps to achieve your ideal life. Act before you are ready. A lot of people, they get stuck in analysis paralysis. They're great at reading all the books. They're sometimes great at writing on the budgets. But when it comes to implementing this stuff, you don't take action. So right now, I want you to take action. What action can I take to improve my income by $5,000 within the next 6 months? You might think that's impossible, but trust me, it's very doable. It could be as simple as sprucing up your resume, putting a few applications in, sending that email to that one company you've been thinking about for a long time, or even just starting that online side hustle that you've been thinking about for a long time. Anything that you can do to get the ball rolling, get some momentum, because once you have the momentum, the motion is going to be very much more easier to maintain. So you have to get some motion going. Get out of debt, try to increase your income, get on your budgeting. Make next month, the first month, you budget strictly and don't slip out of the budget. Start saving more money than you are saving. Get that emergency fund funded, right? If you have $1,000 in there, have $2,000. If you have $2,000, have $5,000. Save as much as you can until you're up to 3 to 6 months of emergency fund savings, because that's going to give you the ability to take more risks in the job market, to take more risks entrepreneurially if that's the way you want to go. Because your ideal life may just mean that you have to get out of your comfort zone and take some big risks to make some more money. Then the next thing you want to do is start investing. I don't care if it's a business, I don't care if it's in the market, I don't care if it's in yourself. You have to invest. You have to get some compound interest on whatever you can. Skills, business, the market, because this is going to be important. Because the reason why you're watching this video right now, you are not in your ideal life financially. You are not having the money that will make you happy. And to get the money that will make you happy, you have to invest. And it might seem cliche, it might seem boring, but the people who are successful in life are the people who have this vision. They go out and execute it. They don't wait on perfection, and they just get bored with it. That's the next point I want to make. You have to get bored with the process. Get bored with the process of doing the right things, saving, investing, budgeting, just repeating it over and over and over. Because in 5 to 10 years, these actions, these moves, these choices that you make, they're going to compound and give you your ideal life. Where you are presently right now in your financial situation, in your financial life, is a culmination of decisions that you made 5 years ago, is a culmination of decisions that you made 10 years ago. A lot of people don't realize this, but your present is a reflection of your past. So if you want your future to be bright, where you're living your ideal life, you have a lot of money, you have a lot of savings, you have a lot of investing, you have to make the choices and the decisions and the motions right now in the present. Don't care what people say, don't try to keep up with the Joneses, and so on and so forth. And the best part of it is now at the end, you get to live your ideal life. But it's going to take some time. It's going to take some discipline, 5 to 10 years. So the question again is, how much money does it take to be happy? It depends on where you want, what your ideal life is. And as I said, if you write everything down, if you make a plan, then every person's plan is going to be different. But here's a good rule of thumb. I'm going to give you some numbers right now at the end of the video. So if you stuck around, give a like for yourself. Let me know in the comments down below. Say 50% in the comments down below if you made it to this point. If you want to live your ideal life financially and be happy, live off 50% of your income. If you can live comfortably off 50% of your income, it means you're probably more happy than not. It means you're financially stable. It means you're in a good place and you're probably living your ideal life. So if you wanted some numbers, aim to live off of 50% of your total income. My name is Adrian. This is Always Talk Money. I appreciate you for checking out another video. Sign up for the weekly newsletter, top link in the description down below. With that being said, have a great, wonderful rest of your day. Peace.